Setting up your website. Don't let the thought of setting up your website terrify you. It is really very easy, and there are lots of helpful videos available on YouTube that will show you how to do everything. Before we get into the detail, let's cover the subject of free websites. If you are on a budget, it can be very tempting to create a free website using services such as WordPress.com or Blogger.com. There are others too. Some people do get started this way, but we wouldn't recommend it. There are two main reasons why free websites are not a good idea. One, you can spend a lot of time adding new content to your free website only to find that for some reason it has to be taken down by Blogger or WordPress. How devastating would that be? This happens quite a lot, so you have been warned. Two, a free website screams cheap. If you can't be bothered to invest a few bucks in your own domain name and web hosting, why should anybody buy something that you recommend? Okay, some visitors to your website might not know that it is free, but a lot of people will know. These days, internet users are very savvy, so it is not worth losing potential customers because they think you are cheap. And do you really want to take the risk of your website disappearing without a trace? This does happen, and you could have spent weeks or months adding content only to find that it is all gone. This reason alone should put you off using free websites. Finding the right domain name. You need to register a domain name for your website. A domain name is your unique address on the internet. Google.com is a domain name. You need to find a domain name that suits your chosen niche. Some people will register their own name as a domain name, such as sarah-thomas.com, which is okay, but if you have a common name, this could be difficult. We would always recommend that you choose a .com domain name. It is by far the most popular, and Google really likes .com domains. This is really important, as it will help you to rank your website pages high in Google search. We will explain more about this in the next video. Let's assume that you have chosen the parenting niche. It would be great to register a domain name that is relevant to this. So how do you find a great domain name? Well, you can use a domain registrar such as GoDaddy.com or Namecheap.com to search for a great name. There are a lot of other domain registrars, but these are two of the best. We did a search in GoDaddy.com and found that ParentingsAge.com was available at the time of writing this training. Sage means wise, and will give the impression that you are an expert in parenting, which, of course, you are. You can look for other examples, too. If you can't find the name you want available as a .com, then go for a .net or .org. You can also use a country-specific domain extension such as .co.uk for the United Kingdom or .com.au for Australia. The .com, .net, and .org domain extensions are perceived as global, so these are the best choice. Once you have found a good name, then register it immediately so that nobody else can take it. It will cost you around $10 a year to register a .com domain name. With Namecheap.com, you will also get free privacy for a year, which means that people will not be able to easily find your personal details. This is certainly worth considering. After purchasing your domain name, you will need to point it to your web servers. This is nowhere near as complicated as it sounds. In order to have web servers, you will need to purchase a web hosting package. Web hosting packages. You will need a web hosting service to make your website visible on the internet. Just as there are many domain registrars, there are many web hosting companies out there as well. They will vary in price and what they can offer you. Here are some important things to look out for with a web host. The monthly cost, the location of the web servers, in other words, USA, UK, Europe, Asia, etc. How many domain names can you host? How much disk space will you get? How much bandwidth, internet traffic will you get? Does the web host have WordPress one-click install software? Okay, let's take a look at each one of these. The cost. Web hosting can start from $1 a month and rise to hundreds a month. We suggest that you choose a web host that will offer all the things in the above list for around $10-15 a month. Web server location. If you believe that the majority of your audience will be in the United States, for example, then it is best to choose a web host with servers there. Your website will load faster for your potential customers, which is very important. How many domain names? If your web host will only allow you to add one domain name to your hosting, then if you want to create another website, you will have to purchase another web hosting package. Look for web hosts that offer several or even unlimited domain names. Disk space. When you create a website, you will add a number of files to your web hosting servers. A lot of web hosts these days offer unlimited disk space, so look out for this. Bandwidth. Some web hosts will limit the amount of bandwidth that you can use each month. So look for web hosts that offer unlimited bandwidth. One-click installation of WordPress. This is very important. A lot of web hosts will have a feature where you can install the free WordPress blogging platform on your domain name with one click of your mouse. You need this as you are going to use the WordPress blogging platform to create your website. This is different to a free website at WordPress.com. We recommend HostGator.com for your web hosting. They have been around for years and are used to dealing with internet marketers. They have different packages available that offer unlimited domains, one-click install of WordPress, unmetered or unlimited bandwidth, and disk space and USA servers for around $10 a month. There are lots of other good web hosts available that can provide you with a similar deal. Search for web host comparisons in Google to learn more. Always go for a web host that has the one-click WordPress install feature. When you sign up for your web hosting, they will send you an email with the complete details of your account. Don't worry if this doesn't make any sense to you at all. Just look in the email for your DNS servers. Your web host will normally provide you with 2 DNS server addresses. You need to copy these as you will point your domain to these servers from your domain registrar. Pointing your domain name to your web servers. Okay, this sounds really technical, but the process is very easy. Once you have the details for your web hosting account, copy the 2 DNS server addresses. These are usually in the format of ns1.hotname.com and ns2.hostname.com. Here's a good video that explains everything. You will need to log into your domain registrar, in other words, GoDaddy.com, and then find the settings for your domain name. You will need to change the current DNS addresses to the ones you copied from your hosting account. Just save the changes and you are done. Usually, this will work pretty instantly, but sometimes it can take a bit of time for the changes to take effect. The next task is to add your domain name to your web hosting account. You will need to log into your web hosting account and use cPanel to do this. Once you have the cPanel screen in front of you, find the icon to add a domain. Click on this and enter your domain name, in other words, parentsage.com, and a password, and then click the Add Domain button. That's it. Now you can install your WordPress website. Installing your WordPress website. Important note, if you want to create an online store, then please see the next section as you might want to use another platform other than WordPress. Stay logged into your web hosting and return to the cPanel homepage. You should see an icon for WordPress installation or one-click software installation. If you are in doubt, then ask your web host for help. Click on this icon and then start your WordPress installation. You will need to select your domain name from the drop-down menu. Give your website a name, you can change this later, and add a username and password. Sometimes this is automatic and you will receive this information after the installation is complete. Then click on the Install button. A few seconds later, your WordPress website will be installed and ready for you to use. The good thing about these one-click install services is that they will automatically update your website when a new version of WordPress comes out. This is great stuff. Why WordPress? Because it is so easy to set up and use. You don't require any technical knowledge to install or use a WordPress website. Once WordPress is installed on your domain name, you just need to log into your website and you can change the appearance, add enhancements with plugins, and start adding content with posts and pages. All WordPress websites have themes. This is how your website looks and feels. There are thousands of free themes available for WordPress, and you can invest in a premium theme for a few dollars if you want to go down that route. You can change your theme anytime you want. Plugins are bits of code that you can add to your WordPress website to enhance it. There are plugins for all sorts of functionality such as contact forms, SEO, search engine optimization, website analytics, and a lot more. Just do a Google search for most popular WordPress plugins and decide which ones you need to install. Here's a great video about the best free WordPress plugins. YouTube really is a great resource for information on setting up your WordPress website. There are tons of great videos on how to do everything. You will be a master of WordPress in no time at all after watching some of these videos. Adding content to your WordPress website is really easy. Just add a new post, write your content, or paste it in from a word processing document. Add images and or videos, and when you are happy with how it looks, just publish. Your content will be instantly available on the internet. Online store. If you want to open an online store selling your own products, then you can still use WordPress and install an online store plugin. WooCommerce is a good example. There are other platforms that you can use other than WordPress for your online store. A good option is freewebstore.com. There are paid platforms that you can use for your online store as well that will provide more features. The most commonly used platform is Shopify.com, and they have a number of different plans available. Payment processor. If you're going to sell your own products and services, then you need a way for people to pay you. That's the whole point, isn't it? Today, there are many payment processors you can choose from to collect payments for you. They will accept major credit cards such as Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, and some debit cards too. Payment processors make their money by taking a percentage of the sale price. So, if you have a product that sells for $27, then the payment processor will take maybe $2 for processing the payment for you. You need to know what their commission rates are so that you can factor this into your pricing. One of the most popular and best payment processors is PayPal.com. A lot of people already have PayPal accounts for buying things from eBay.com. If not, it doesn't matter because they don't have to have an account to purchase what you are selling. They can use a major credit card for the purchase. You can sign up for a PayPal account for free, but you will need to verify your account to start using it to sell products and services. This is very easy to do. There are other payment processors such as 2checkout.com and Stripe and more.